think we are all ready as soon as the other two get here. It's old Rich.
What's up?
Good old Rich. Long time no see.
No, it's been like forever.
Yeah, it's Jay that we haven't seen in forever.
I know. Hopefully he's alive now.
He just said he has to install a big Zoom update.
Oh, nice.
Yay. We get to wait. That's fine. You probably haven't noticed yet, but I flipped my setup. I'm now facing in the total opposite direction that I normally am.
Yeah, where's the window at?
Yeah, the window is now in front of me, and I did that because I think it improves the lighting quite a bit.
That's what it is. I'm like, why can I see you clearer?
I know, I'm usually like kind of dark and like all fuzzy and shit.
Yep. That makes sense now.
This helps a lot. The only thing is sometimes we get weed eaters that come through here, and like I feel like it's gonna be awkward if he like comes by the window and I'm just like staring straight out there.
Just wave at him. It's fine. Like, hey, what's up?
Hey neighbor. I hate our fucking weed eaters. I mean, I'm glad I don't have to do it, but they must be like dumbasses because they come and they like weed eat our actual flower garden and like cut down flowers that Corey is trying to grow.
That's weird. Do they not know they're flowers?
I think they're homophobes. No, I'm just kidding. I think
your flowers.
They must not. They may just think that they're weeds, but Corey even put up like stakes around the flower bed to like, hey, don't weed it past here, and they just like fucking knocked them down. It's
That's
like
hilarious.
Stupid. Yeah. Oh well.
That still cracks me. Fuck your flowers.
Yeah.
They're homophobe. That's what it'd be. Like, I hate your flowers.
Well, I guess I'm okay with them cutting down flowers as long as I don't have to do any yard work ever.
Well, there you go. That's a trade-off. You're like, do I really want to do? Okay.
Yeah.
Just the flowers, I guess, can go. I have to do yard work. That's what I did yesterday.
So your rock garden?
Yes. Well, yeah.
We can't hear you, Jay.
My rock is gone. The rock is all laid down and done.
So are you done then? Like completely with that project?
Yes, that project's done. Thank God.
Yeah, our neighborhood, it's a block of 4 houses on a street, and they're like all very close to the same house. But there's no like HOA, but there's like somebody who's over it, like making sure all the outdoor upkeep is.
Yeah.
Not sure how that works. Jay says his mic is not working for some reason.
I feel like that's an excuse. I can hear it.
You can?
Yeah, there you go. Talk again. Talk. Yeah, I can hear you.
We can hear you. We just couldn't hear the taps on the mic for some reason. Or I couldn't.
I heard him.
Which is weird.
I feel like you can... Zoom is not registering it as showing up in my input level.
That's a problem.
Like, you know how usually whenever you talk, it has like a gauge that goes up and down? It's just dead for me.
That's why I wonder if it's using your laptop or your computer mic.
It sounds like it is.
Nope, we can't hear you now.
Okay, so that was me turning the switch off on my microphone.
Okay. You do sound slightly echoey, but not bad.
Not sure why.
I think we can roll with it. We'll do an audio check here in a minute. How are you, Jay? We haven't seen your face in a bit.
I don't know. I'm living.
Do you feel better?
My allergies are still not the greatest, but I took some medication a little while ago.
Got to get doped up.
Yeah.
Rich and I recorded a bonus Patreon review yesterday, so I've seen him recently, but it's you that we haven't been blessed with in a while.
Doesn't seem like it's been that long.
I know. Those 2 weeks of Alundra just kind of flew by. Rich, what was it that we recorded without Jay like a week or 2 ago?
It was questions. Did we do the questions for?
Oh, right, just the question segment, yeah, for that last episode. Okay. All right, I'm looking at the doc here. Our state of the podcast section this time is beefy because we got lots of announcements and shit. We got a new patron. We need to talk about Deesa's choices that she made. It's monthly raffle time. We got the listener question that they sent us the email. I answered them in the email, but that made me think that we should probably every now and then explain what the list is and how that works and who's doing what. And I haven't checked the news since like Thursday. Has anything come up?
No, I picked a couple things and just rolled with it.
Okay.
I picked a Pokemon one for Jay. Dragon Quest, I think.
Yeah, I threw that one in there.
Oh, you threw that one. Okay, I was like, did I pick that one? I didn't pick that one.
Yeah.
Kingdoms of Lara re-reckoning.
Re-reckoning. That's something.
Re-reckoning. Seemingly leaked for August. And then Cyberpunk News delays City Wire.
Okay. I'm going to pull up that article about the Dragon Quest thing because even though I threw it in there, I didn't really understand it.
It's just a video game coming out for a Dragon Quest anime and manga.
Oh, okay. Well, I've got it pulled up, so I'll be ready to talk about that. And then, Rich, do you have your drinking game rules listed somewhere?
I just got them in my head because when you said drinking game rules, like I've got them in my head what I want to do. I figured every time somebody does this is when you drink. It was hard because we picked this and then I was like, oh, it's gonna be easy. And the last couple of days, like what Jay was like, I can't figure it out. My brain.
Okay. So as you guys can see, I picked 3 games and listed out a bunch of stuff for each one of them. But depending on how we're doing on time, we can cut out one.
Okay. Mine are simple.
I think maybe Kingdom Hearts might be my weakest one, although I think that would be the one that would get you drunk the fastest.
I don't know. My Final Fantasy 13 one that I've got in my head.
Yeah.
Might get you drunk pretty quick too.
Corey will like that. I blacked all mine out just because I didn't know if you guys wanted to keep it like be surprised when I go over them or not. And then I think that's all we need to talk about beforehand.
Yeah.
So let's do our audio test. Stand by. Check 1 2. This is Scott, ready to try.
I'm here. I'm Rich.
Jay is also here. Echo.
All right, let me listen back to that. We are live, by the way, in case anybody was wondering.
Oh, good. Hello, people.
I don't think anybody's present, but
this episode brought to you by Rain energy drink.
Uh-oh, I don't hear it. Hang on. Let me unplug here. My fucking iTunes just started playing a podcast I was listening to. Okay.
It wants you to listen to podcasts. That's what's happening.
All right. We sound good. For some reason, I had to like unplug my headphones and then plug them back in for me to hear the recording, which is weird. Audio issues, man. I hate them. Okay. get my shit back up here. All right, Rich, I'm going to point at you again when it's time for you to start talking.
Let's do this.
All right, everybody ready?
I am.
Okay. Starting in 5, 4, wait, I should hit the record button.
Oh my God.
Starting in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Welcome to the RPG After Years, your weekly show covering all things RPG from the past, present, and future. This is episode 19. I am your wacky host, Rich.
I am Scotty.
And I'm Jay.
Today we're going to talk about how we can turn selected RPGs into a fun or crazy drinking game. I can feel my liver dying now. We'll get to all of that in a bit. First, let's catch up. Jay, what have you been doing?
So I'm going to read exactly what I typed down, and that's nothing, literally. I really haven't played any video games. I've helped. Gracie's probably put in 20 hours in Xenoblade, just walking around doing nothing.
Nice.
So there's that. But other than that, I haven't played anything the past 2 weeks. I've just
say it's been a few weeks since you've been on the show.
Yeah, I've just been
you got
working
lazy
and then
on us.
watching lots of TV. I don't know, I just haven't really been up for video games. I can't really turn my brain off with video games. So
I think it's you've been working so much. I think that's what it is.
Yeah,
your brain is just
melted.
Fried. Yep.
It's supposed to be a de-stressor.
Nope.
Well, if that's all the updates you want to give us, I guess I'll go next.
I did start an anime, which is going to result in me playing a game, God Eater. So I was watching the anime, which was released as an anniversary item for the God Eater series. And I was like, this is pretty dope. And so I started looking up the games, and they're basically like JRPG Monster Hunters, which Monster Hunter is already like a Japanese game, but it's like anime mixed with Monster Hunter. And so I will probably play the third one on the Switch at some point. And the other two are I think there's 3 or 4 other games that are all on the PSP. So I probably won't play those.
When you said God Eater, the first thing that came to my mind was Man Eater, that new shark game. Is this anime something where you would attack and dethrone God, as is popular phrase right now in politics?
It is not technically. So the whole premise is that randomly these alien cells or this organic material started colonizing together and creating it's basically they create these monsters, but these monsters are created by really intelligent single cell organisms that I don't know. There's a whole lore behind it that I don't fully understand yet. But basically, it's post-apocalyptic. There's these crazy monsters that randomly showed up and destroy everything except a certain kind of cell. So people started infusing themselves with that kind of cell and creating weapons out of it. And
Genova cells.
Go and hunt them. Genova cells, sure. I can roll with that.
All righty. That sounds at least mildly interesting. We watched one episode of FMA, so we haven't been totally anime-less.
One episode, huh?
Yeah.
Brotherhood or 2003?
Brotherhood.
Okay, that's
We've
the right
watched.
one.
Yeah, well, we've watched the original before. I've seen the original like 3 times all the way through, and everybody keeps saying Brotherhood is better, so we've been trying that.
Brotherhood is also canon.
Yeah, but we haven't gotten to the point where they start like really diverging in the story yet. So still got a while left. I think they just got to Laboratory 5 there.
Maybe not too far off.
I hope not. But as far as the games we've been playing, I told last time that we were pretty much done with Animal Crossing. We got the 5-star island. That's basically like the last major achievement. So basically, whenever we play it now, it's just we, get the fossils that show up on your island daily, check the stores, and it's like a 30-minute, if even that, session, which is a big contrast from the multiple hours a day we were putting into it. Although one of our listeners pointed out that my Switch play log says we have over 550 hours logged in it.
That's impossible.
That has to be, I can't believe that's true. Yes, we've been playing it a lot, but that's like 21 days.
So I've noticed something weird with my Xenoblade log. Like I know that Gracie plays it a lot doing nothing, but at one point it clocked me over like 500 or 700, some kind of ridiculous amount of hours. I'm just thinking like, is my Switch not going to sleep? Like what's
that? Maybe that's it.
Yeah.
Maybe it counts that time, because when I read that number, I was just like, I've like ascended to another dimension, and I was so like blown away.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that there's got to be something funky with how the Switch is tracking that. Or like if you have it docked and you don't put it to sleep and you just switch back to like your Netflix or something without putting the Switch to sleep and it's just paused or something, maybe that is accumulating time.
Let's go with that, because if the number is indeed accurate, I'm going to give up video games, I think. Also still been playing Ring Fit Adventure. I beat World 16 out of 23. So getting there. However, the game, I talked to you guys about this in Slack yesterday. The game does have a new game plus mode. I don't know exactly how it works, but I think you just go through the game again with all your skills, and like the enemies are harder apparently. But I'm thinking about maybe trying to get set up to stream that whenever I do get to the new game plus to our Twitch. We'll see. I'm not sure if I can get all the equipment together, but I thought it might be something fun.
Is that only a single player game, or does it have like a multiplayer?
I think there's mini games that you can set up like a multiplayer thing for, but I think it has to be, it's like one at a time goes, and then you compare scores or something. I haven't tried that myself. We're still playing Persona 5 Royal. We're actually pretty far into it. I think we are in October, and we're in the Space Palace. Corey tried to beat the boss there yesterday, and we couldn't beat it. So I tried to solicit some help from Twitter, and so far not really getting anywhere. Corey got really frustrated because he just couldn't beat it. So he went back a week to try and grind, but I don't even know if that's going to help.
Which palace is it?
It's the one that's like all spacey and futuristic, and it's Haru's dad that is the palace owner. I don't know if that's a spoiler, but
I'm pretty sure you've transcended my gameplay. I think the one that I was on was like it was an older guy who was like the artist.
Oh, Madarame. That's only the second one.
Really?
I think so.
I thought it was maybe the third one. Dang it.
The third one is the mob boss, like the mafia guy.
Nope, I guess not. Wow, I did not. I had like over 20 hours put into it too, and I thought I was making good progress. That's ridiculous.
It's a long.
You made no progress.
I made zero progress.
So if anybody has any tips for that, I'm hoping by the time this episode drops, we will be past that. But it's a fucking hard boss. The way it works is like he sends out waves of minions at you, and if you don't kill them all at once, they run away and then get replaced by like a fresh wave. And Corey just can't defeat all of them at once. They resist too much. But anyway, this is one of my proudest video gaming achievements up next. Guys, I completed and platinumed FF7R.
You gotta. Where's the little button?
I'm trying.
Where's
There
the button?
I 100%ed it. I got all the dresses, finished hard mode, did all the Shinra Combat Simulator shit. I liked it. I eventually got used to it. There's some bosses that are really hard. Sephiroth was surprisingly super difficult for me in hard mode because I couldn't beat him. So then I went back and like grinded a bunch and maxed every single materia that I have, HP plus 50% on like multiple copies and all that shit. And I even got the Dress to the Nine trophy, which sucked. And as you guys know, you have to like replay chapters multiple times to get that. But yeah, I did that. But if the part 2 has like a similar trophy to make it's that hard to 100%, I don't know that I will continue on that train.
You will. Once you started it, you got to finish it.
Rich, no.
Sorry.
So with how much you had to play through the chapters, or do you still like how it's chaptered instead of how maybe a traditional RPG would be?
I don't mind that. The worst thing about it is how you have to complete the chapter in order for your decisions to count towards what happens in other chapters. That's just asinine to me. Like the game should log it as soon as you make that choice to me. But what do I know? My friend Lauren came over. We're like starting to see people again, although maybe that's a bad choice. But as long as they're being safe and shit, we've started having people over again. But we played Final Fantasy X some more, got out of Mount Gagazet. We are almost at the end of Xanarkand. She's about to fight Unalesca. But she had a really hard time with the boss right before that, so I'm kind of scared of how Unalesca is going to go.
Unalesca's terrible, if I recall correctly.
She's like the hardest boss in the game. And in the original version, there was no scene skip, and it's like a 15 or 10-minute scene before you fight her.
Isn't so the kind of the roads leading up to that area, that's whenever you start to encounter behemoths, right?
Yep.
I remember always just running from those.
Well, we figured out a strategy because when you kill them, they use that meteor move, right, as their like final attack. But if you have capture weapons on for like the monster arena, they don't use that. You just capture them. So that has been a trick for us on them. But I think my first time through, I ran from them as well. So I have been playing Grandia 2 in an effort because I want to be on the review as well. Problem being that Rich has already finished it and Bill is super close. I might make everybody like vote on whether or not you can wait for me, because now that I'm done with FF7 hard mode, that's going to be what my focus is on during my spare time. But we can talk about that off air. I am at the Lumiere Forest, which is like the first area after you cross the Granite Cliffs. I'm loving it a lot still so far. The spell animations suck, but other than that, been playing D&D some. We're on like the 4th leg of our campaign. That's really fun. I even bought dice. I've gone like full nerd on this now. So
nice.
And then I can't remember if I talked about this last time. Did I say that I beat Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze last time? So. Okay. Well, we haven't played that anymore. And then started a new game last night, the God of War remake, finally. Still pretty early on. We're just a little bit after where Kratos and Boy leave on their adventure. So we only played it for like a few hours.
He has a real name, right? I can't remember it off the top of my head.
It's Atreus, but it's funnier to just
Loki,
call him.
Actually. Oh wait.
Yeah.
I got that game coming in the mail today.
Oh really?
It was on sale on Amazon for like $9.
So have you not played it before?
Nope.
You have though, right, Jay?
Oh yeah, I'm like super fan of the.
Great. Means that we'll have to do a review on that.
Non-RPG review. Although I guess you could stretch it and say it's an RPG.
It is an action RPG. If Final Fantasy VII Remake is an RPG, God of War 3.
You don't select commands from the menu though.
God of War something.
I think it's technically 5, but I just call it God of War 2018.
There you go.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of that one. I will replay it, and we can review it.
Yeah, I'm liking it so far. I'm not like in love like everybody else seems to be, but like I said, still early on. So, and that's it for me. I've been busy in these weeks without having to record episodes. So what about you, Rich?
Not as long list as you. Mainly FF14 and a little bit of Xenoblade Chronicles. So basically, just a little bit of that. I think I loaded it up. Did you play it? Did you get that game?
Xenoblade Chronicles?
Yeah.
No, I haven't done it yet.
Okay. I got that. But I've been playing FF14 mainly. Got it loaded up on my PlayStation, and I got my brother playing it. So we're just going through that. And let me just say the base campaign for Final Fantasy 14 is horrible. It is horrible. It is dull, and it's a pain in the ass. Just so you guys know. So
as usual.
Yeah, you can buy a deal in I guess their little hub station for FF14. You could skip the entire first the vanilla base game. I don't want to do that because I don't want to pay for it. So I'm just gonna do it anyways. But you can bypass through things.
Wait, you can buy the ability to pass like the first part of the story?
Yep.
Just make the first part of the story good so people don't want to skip it.
Well, and I think the reason why they can't do that because that's the story they started with, but apparently like there's once the new update comes out, I think you'll have the ability to they'll make it more streamlined, the first part of the game. But whenever they did the Realm Reborn, those are the original quests they had in there, so they're just all fillers. Like my brother was saying, like, why are we just going from point A to point B to just talk to somebody? Why is that a quest? I don't understand.
Yeah.
So, but that's it. That's all I've been playing. So, yay.
So how are you liking Xenoblade so far?
I haven't played that much of it.
Oh, okay.
I just love the fact that everybody has Australian accents.
Is it Australian or just British?
I don't know. Sounds Australian.
I haven't bought it yet. I did learn that there is a steelbook version, but only for our European friends. So I looked into trying to get a hold of that, but it's just too much money.
Yeah.
But we'll get it eventually. I'm trying to stick to my resolution of not buying games until it's time to play them.
Yeah, I wish I could follow that.
Yeah, your collection would be much smaller.
It would be very small. But anyways, I digress. So, but that's all I've done.
Cool. Let's move on then.
So, the Save State of the Podcast. Jay, what Patreon benefits do we have?
We have some Patreon benefits. Let me tell you about them. We got some early episode access, ad-free episodes. That's always cool, especially since we apparently have some really long ads that we are looking at re-recording at some point. Or maybe you guys already did?
We did do that a couple days ago.
Days ago. Cool. And then we also have some live and video versions of the podcast, like we're streaming on YouTube now. So that is a patron only benefit. Then we also have bonus episodes like the Aftercast. We have extra reviews thrown in there, which some of them are I think most of them would be non-RPG reviews. And that's mostly led by Corey and Scott, but Rich has hopped on for a couple of them.
Yeah, Rich and I actually recorded Resident Evil 3 remake review yesterday. So that
time.
Yeah, that should go live sometime this week, I think. Yep. Assuming Bill edits it in a reasonable amount of time.
That's true.
Yep, and there's much more, a bunch of different tiers as well. So yeah, check that out. What is that? Patreon.com/RPG years.
That's right. And then speaking of patrons, one benefit is we always give new patrons a shout out. So shout out to our newest patron, Lauren. Thank you so much, Lauren. Lauren is one of my best friends. This is the same Lauren that comes over and plays Final Fantasy X with us, among other games. So she's listened to a few episodes of the show. She likes it. She doesn't know what we're talking about half the time, but
that's good.
Yeah. Well, I don't know what we're talking about half the time.
We don't know.
So thanks again, Lauren. And next up, speaking of patron benefits and being live right now, guys, Disa is in our live chat over here. She says, "Hi, all. Actually awake and noticed." So good timing, Disa, because we're talking about you next. Some of our longtime benefits, if you're on a $10 or higher tier for 3 months or longer, or for at least 3 months, you get to haste a game on the Bill's master list. And so Disa has hit that benchmark now. She's made her choices. So to clarify, currently Bill and Rich are playing Grandia 2 and me too, sort of. But after that is Disa's first taste, Final Fantasy V. And she also used her benefit that forces me and Jay to join Rich and Bill in on any game. And she's decided to have us join in on Final Fantasy V.
Which I thank her for that. There are so many other games that I would be pretty devastated to have to actually play.
Right.
So Final Fantasy V.
Yeah, I don't think she wanted anybody to be miserable. And plus, if you guys will recall, one of my resolutions is to try and play through every mainline Final Fantasy that I have not yet beaten. And 5 is one of those. And plus 5 is supposed to be decent at worst. So after that will be Sword of Vermilion, which is part of the chronological list of the Golden Years. And then Disa's next haste was on Live Alive, which is, I assume that's how you say that. I've heard that game is really good too, so I might even join in on that one. And then this will be a while from now, several games down the list, but she used her last taste on Chrono Trigger, which, like I said, it'll be a while from now, but that a lot of people consider that to be the best RPG of all time. I think she said that she wanted to the show to be able to use that as like a promotional platform, get people interested. So thank you once again, Disa. And we have a couple more people. I think they've still got a month or two that will also get some hastes coming up. And continuing on that train, it's time for another monthly raffle, folks. So I meant to ask you guys this off air, but we definitely should not include Bill, who is also a new patron, $10 patron in this, right?
No.
Okay. All right. So let me pull up my randomizer app here. And just so people know, the only rule for this is hosts can't be in on it, and it can't be the same person that it was last month. So, drum roll. It is James, also known in our Discord as RPGs and Death Metal. And I think he's won before and has never claimed his first prize. So he's got some stuff coming to him if he ever actually asks for it. So thank you, James, for that. And better luck, everyone else, next time.
Yeah.
Okay. What else is going on, Rich?
So the materia lockdown has ended. We will have more details on exactly what the next challenge will be in the coming months. I know Bill and Jay, I think you guys are looking at some ways to tweak that for the next time. Maybe incorporate the new FF7 remake. It just depends. But stay tuned for that one. We want to thank everybody for participating. We did raise some money for that. Bill doesn't have, I don't know if we got the actual numbers for the lockdown challenge. That's okay. We can report that next time.
Yeah. Don't let me forget.
That's right. So thank you guys again. Look forward to again next year when we do the event. Again, it's a very important charity thing that's close to Bill's heart. So we definitely want to keep that train rolling.
Yeah, and I think the remake actually would probably transition pretty well using the same rules. There might be some problems with, like, I think it might be really hard to beat some bosses without certain materia, but maybe. Okay, so also, for those that don't know, you can email us at rpgafteryears@gmail.com if you want to ask us a question. And we actually did get a question that we want to go over this week. So this comes from Steven. He says, I am an on-again, off-again listener, and I was thinking about joining your Patreon, but I had a question or two. How does the game list work? I've been looking at the master doc. Are you guys doing stuff on the Golden Years list or what? Also, will you be doing it? Well, we'll get to that part in a minute. So first of all, Rich, do you want to explain how the master list works, what the golden years is, and what the after years is, and all
Yeah.
that?
Okay, so the golden years list is the bane of my existence. I don't know when Bill created it. I have no idea why he decided to do this one day. He just popped up to us and was like, hey, I've got this great idea for a podcast where we play like 500 plus RPGs dating back from the 1989 to I think like 2000-ish. I had no idea what I was getting into at the time. And I was like, yeah, sure. And no. So the golden year list is we just play the game straight through the years. So we just pick a game that's in that time frame and play it. That's on the list he's got. I think we're up to sort of 1 million is the next one. So that's just the golden years list. We just
Current year is 1992, right?
Correct.
Right.
I believe so.
They are supposed to play the games chronologically in order, but our patron benefits allow for if you're on a high enough tier for a certain amount of time, like we explained earlier, to make them play games sooner than they otherwise would.
Yeah.
And I think, don't you and Bill also give yourselves one haste every season?
Yeah, we do. And then not to mention, like, some of these games that we do play are god awful and terrible. I've quit a couple games, so I'm a quitter on those sometimes, but that's it. That's the list. We just play the games and then we review them. That's the golden years list. Now the after years is something we created with Jay and Scott, where we just talk about all RPGs that have happened from the past, present, and future, and occasionally we'll play just some of the RPGs that they find interesting themselves, part of the list if they want to join. If not, that's still strictly up to me and Bill to play those. But all the other random RPGs that we play, like Persona 5, Final Fantasy Remake, Grandia 2. So, we still play the RPGs. Generally, this is an RPG podcast.
Yeah, we try to at least a couple of us be playing the same games at sometimes, so we can like do a group review on them. But it's mostly we just play what we want. Yep,
they're still RPGs though.
Right. So
basically, should we explain real fast on like the why? I mean, reason me and Scott kind of jumped in and we expanded the scope of what the podcast is because Bill kind of got caught up and wasn't able to really stay involved as much. He had another child, first of all, and then I think he also had a bit more responsibilities put on him at work, and it just came less likely for him to be able to dedicate the time that he needed to the golden years.
As far as like editing and making an episode every week.
And being involved in creating the content every week, he wasn't able to dedicate all of that time. And so me and Scott got involved. However, me and Scott were like, we're not playing those golden year games. It's not happening.
Lucky.
So that's when we collaboratively decided to expand the scope and said, let's just do like an RPG podcast. And then every now and then Rich and Bill would do a golden years game to kind of keep that dream alive. So
right.
Yeah. So, and I think that technically happened at the beginning of the new year is whenever we started to make that transition.
Yeah. We officially relaunched sometime in January, I think.
Yep.
So hopefully that clarifies that a little bit more. The list must go on. It still continues on. So if you want to join in on the Patreon and, control what games get played when, that's something you could do if you want to be on a tier that high. But no matter what, we would appreciate your patronage. He has a couple more questions here. Also, will you be doing any Tales of games? Do you want to talk about that, Jay?
Yeah, I mean, I would like to. I've played through and beaten Tales of Berseria, which I thought Rich was going to play through and beat. And then I started Tales of Vesperia, which Rich has now said he doesn't like. And then I also started Tales of Zestria, which nobody else has started. So, I mean, yes, but also no.
And which one did you say you beat again?
Berseria.
Rich.
Oh, I've also played about halfway through Tales of the Abyss, or a little bit over halfway through.
Okay. Rich, I think Berseria needs to be your next focus.
Crap. Okay.
I mean, if you really decide that you don't like playing the Tales games, we could just have Jay do a review and one of us moderate it. But obviously, it would be better if multiple people have played it.
All right. I'll try to plug through it.
Let's see.
So I plowed through it, and it was still over 30 hours.
Yeah.
I did no extra content, so.
Nice. Well, it's not that long for an RPG. I mean, it's hefty, but not
I also
terrible.
skipped like some scenes. So like I would have the subtitles on. And so whenever I would read faster than they would talk. And so whenever I was done reading it, I would press X and they'd skip to the next sentence. So
gotcha.
Yeah.
He says, just a last question. If After Years and Golden are the After Years and Golden Years two separate podcasts? No, same podcast. He says, feel free to point me to an episode that explains it. We just explained it, but if you want an in-depth explanation, I think we went over all that in the very first episode of the After Years. So go to After Years episode 1. And I think that's it. So I hope that answers your question, Steven. Okay. Another announcement. Bill is actually our new editor and producer. Paid. We are paying him a certain amount of money, a small amount per episode, for him to edit our episodes. So he's been doing good at that so far. Hopefully it continues. We all hate editing. It's sort of a pain in the ass, takes more time than we are willing to spend. And Bill's fee was reasonable. So thank you, Bill.
Yep.
I think one of his caveats is we had to announce him as our producer. So
yes.
Okay. So our last point here, we have decided that we are going to do a review competition. So how this is going to work, any 5-star review submitted in an X amount of time. How much time do we want to give them, guys? We should have discussed this off air probably, but like 3 months, 2 months, 1 month.
I was about to say 2 weeks. So
2 weeks.
That's not enough time. How about a month? I think a month is a good,
okay.
Between the 2 weeks to 2 months kind of thing. So
what's today? June 7th. All right.
Yes.
And this episode will come out on Thursday. Anybody got a calendar handy?
I think we all do on our computers.
MacBooks don't have a calendar when you click the.
They do. You press Command Space, open up the search, and then type in calendar.
Wow, that's amazing, Jay.
So it'd be July 9th.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so the competition will start on July 9th or June 9th, and
sorry, I think so. It is Thursday, the 11th. June 11th. My bad.
Okay, the competition will start on June 11th and run till July 11th, or what the episode that we record that week, I guess. But how it's going to work is you leave a 5-star review on iTunes, Stitcher, Spotify, and do we want to do it randomly, or do we want to pick our favorite review for the winner?
Let's do our favorite review. I like that.
Okay. Our favorite 5-star review, we will pick that person and they will get a haste. You will be able to haste a game and push it up the list. So yeah.
Lisa already left us a review?
I don't know, actually. Rich.
I don't think she has. If
What
she
the hell,
has,
Tisa?
I don't remember it. So
Well, everybody already knows that she's our favorite. So like
it might be not good in her favor because we would pick her.
Right. Yeah. So we're trying to drive more reviews and get our review score up. As we've said before, that's the best way to make other people get the podcast out there, make other people find us.
Has to be 5-star review.
Yep. 5 stars, please. Is that nepotism? Is there like a word for that? Like blackmail or
I don't care. It's bribery.
Yeah.
Basically, give us a 5-star and we'll give you something.
Right. So yeah, hopefully everybody participates in that. And that is it for our beefy announcement section here. What's next?
Let's go to the news. Let's go to the news.
Hear ye, gather round for all your news. Stop your clatter and listen close. Alas, you won't believe your ears. Listen close for the news.
All right, so let's go to the first bit of the news from the IGN. Kingdoms of Amalur Re-Reckoning announced for August 2020. I don't know crap about this. Apparently, it was a game that came out a long time ago. And then, let's see. It was actually out on 2012 on Xbox 360, PlayStation 3, and PC. This new remaster version will just come out with DLC, including Teeth of Naros, Legends of Dead Keel, and improved graphics. That's all I got. I don't really know. I mean, it's an RPG. It came up in RPG news. You guys play this game?
Is it an online game?
No, it's an actual. It's got story mode.
For some reason, I thought it was like an MMO.
I don't think so.
I've heard of it. I know some people like it. That's about all I know about it.
It's the game. Some people like it. Some people don't.
We've had a listener tell us that one of his favorite sections is us announcing news that we don't know anything about. So
yep,
yeah.
We don't. Sorry, it's news. That's why it's called news.
Right.
So what's the next one?
So next up, we finally have an official release date for the Isle of Armor Pokemon Sword and Shield DLC. So it's coming on June 17th, and they also released a video with a little more content on like what's coming in that DLC. So yeah, June 17th. We're about 10 days away from that, a week and a half or so. That's gonna be pretty cool. I will definitely be getting it.
The Galarian birds, legendary birds, look pretty dope to me.
Yeah,
especially Moltres.
And then freaking Slowbro is
with
just
Mega Man
Pokemon Barrett.
Yeah, is that so like Slowbro gets that shell from when a Shelder bites him, right?
Yeah.
So I guess a Shelder bit his arm.
I guess. I don't know.
I kind of watched the trailer. I didn't like sit down and watch it, but I caught snippets here and there. It seems like it's going to be pretty cool.
And there's like a character that looks exactly like Chairman What's His Face, old bad British dude with a beer gut.
Right.
Yeah. There's a person in the trailer that looks just like him, so everyone's like, oh, is it his cousin? Are there like 20 of this guy? Then they're all just cousins.
Right. Well, I'll look forward to that eventually. We still haven't gotten very far in the new Pokemon games, mostly because I find it too boring to watch Corey play it. But
that's fair.
Oh well.
So on top of that, we also have some Dragon Quest information. So it was announced that they will be making a game for Dragon Quest: The Adventure of Dai, DAI, which is apparently a manga and an anime. I've never read it or watched the anime, so I don't know anything about it. But apparently it's a fan favorite and has people excited. We don't know much. We just know that a game's coming for future consoles for it.
Yeah, I was kind of surprised that they were making a new game based on, the manga, which I hadn't even heard of. It seems like they would want to be working on Dragon Quest 12. But who am I to judge?
Tell Final Fantasy 16. Come on.
I think we're going to hear about that soon. Like I'm thinking, I feel it in the water, like it's coming. Okay, and then our last news story here. So Cyberpunk 2077, there was going to be a news broadcast, like a stream, I assume. They were calling it the Night City Wire. It has been delayed to June 25th. It was originally scheduled for June 11th, but all this, I do not mean to say this flippantly at all the Black Lives Matter stuff with George Floyd and all that, tragedy stuff that happened. Everybody, all the game companies are like delaying their streams and like pushing things back a little bit. So they decided to move that to June 25th, which in my personal opinion, not to get political, not a bad move. Respect.
Agreed.
Yeah. I respect their choice to keep the spotlight where the spotlight should probably be for a while.
Yep.
Yeah. And Sony did the same thing. They were supposed to do like a big PS5 reveal that didn't end up happening because of all this. So yeah.
Respect.
Sad times where you're living through the apocalypse. But anyway.
All right, so let's talk about RPGs released in the last couple weeks. So we've got Maneater, I don't know. We talked about that shark game released on PlayStation 4, Xbox One, Switch, and PC. Was it released on Switch?
Oh, well. So did this game cause what? Remember whenever I talked to you guys about that Jaws game back from the early 2000s, a couple episodes ago?
Oh, yeah.
Was this the game? Did this game get mentioned and that's why I was bringing it up? Or did I bring it up completely different? Because whenever I saw that this was a game, like the other day, I'm like, I had no idea this was coming out. And then I'm thinking like, oh, wait, maybe I did. Maybe that's why I talked about that Jaws game, but I can't remember.
Maybe, but this is that shark one, so that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
I didn't realize it was on the Switch, so damn it. Minecraft
I kind of
Dungeons. It'd be fun. I think it'd be fun. So Minecraft
you
Dungeons.
Get to create your own shark, first of all.
Yes. They level up and everything and evolve.
Oh.
I think you should watch it. So Minecraft Dungeons, PlayStation 4, Xbox One, Switch, PC, May 26th. Elder Scrolls Online Greymore, that's just the expansion for that, was May 26th. That's only on PC. Who the hell wants to pronounce this for me?
I was so looking forward to seeing you try, though.
Nope.
Utaware Rumono.
There you go.
As close as we're going to get.
Utaware Rumono, yeah.
Prelude to the Fallen.
Utaware Rumo. Utaware Rumono.
There you go. It was released on PlayStation 4 and Vita May 26th, North America, and May 29th in Europe. Phantasy Star Online 2 PC was May 27th.
Rich's favorite series.
Yeah, totally. Bug Fables, PlayStation 4, Xbox One, Switch, May 28th. Borderlands Legendary Collection, the Switch. I picked this one up May 29th. And the big one, Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition on the Switch, May 29th. Picked that one up as well.
I'm excited to play that eventually.
Yeah.
I did watch a review over Bug Fables. It's supposed to be like a Paper Mario inspired game. It's indie, but it has like the same art style where everything's sort of flat in a 3D world. It looks decent.
I was thinking of the game Fable, but with bugs.
No, that's not correct.
As you make decisions, you either turn into an ant or a grasshopper.
I see where you're going with that.
Come on.
Man, that's a good movie. Or I liked it when I was a kid anyway. And then the upcoming RPGs in the next 2 weeks. On June 5th, we have The Outer Worlds on the Switch. I have heard that the Switch version is shit. Like, it does not perform well at all. So make sure you know what you're buying before you do. I think they might have patched some stuff, but not sure. Elder Scrolls Online Greymore is coming to PS4 and Xbox One on June 9th. Dark Eye Book of Heroes coming to the PC on June 9th as well. I don't know what that is. East, Memories of Calcutta, PS4, June 9th in North America, and the 19th in Europe.
So these dates are like now.
I know. That's the thing that was coming up, so.
Okay.
Yeah. Yep. Well, I guess because you guys didn't do news on the Golden Years reviews, so I guess you were just trying to catch up here, Richie.
Yep.
I just realized that the last week was like all May dates. I'm like, wait a minute, what month is it?
Right.
Oh.
Just so you guys know, these will be already out by the time this episode releases, so that's okay.
Go out and
go buy. Go buy.
Capitalism.
Yes.
Spend the money.
So with all of that out of the way, finally, we're going to go take a quick break before we start the main topic. And we're back. So let's get on how we will get totally drunk on a new type of drinking game.
All right. So the basis of this idea is, I can't remember how it happened, but like in the Discord, we were talking about Xenoblade Chronicles, and somebody mentioned taking a drink every time Shulk uses the word Minato.
Minato.
Yeah. And so then I was like, or what about every time Ryan yells, it's Ryan time, or every time you hear backslash.
Backslash.
So we figured out that would kill you pretty quick, and then that sort of got our wheels turning, being like, okay, so what other games can we turn into drinking games? So we each brought 2 or 3 games to the table here with a list of drinking rules. So I guess I'll go first, and then we can each do like we'll just rotate until we're done. My first game that I brought is, of course, Final Fantasy X, because that is my favorite game and I know it the best. So we'll just get going here. You take 1 drink every time you're struck by lightning on the Thunder Plains. So you'll be taking at least, like 20, 30 drinks while you're going through there. Unless you're good at dodging the lightning, which I am not. Every time Albed, the Albed language is used in a cutscene, that's a drink.
So hold on, is that 1 drink per cutscene, or 1 drink per piece of dialogue?
I was thinking per cutscene, but dialogue wouldn't be that bad either, because it actually doesn't come up that often.
Well, you probably have 1 chunk of the game where you end up getting really drunk, and then the rest you're fine.
When you're at the home and maybe on the airship. You have to take a drink every time there's a gratuitous shot of the female anatomy. So I guess every time it focuses on Lulu's boobs or Riku's ass.
So every single time it focuses on Lulu or Riku.
Yeah. Well, if you'll remember Lulu's victory pose, is she like bends over with her dangly bits hanging all over the place.
I remember.
Never forget. Every time Waka says "ya" or "brudda," that's 1 drink.
He's the worst.
Like, this game you'd be dead by like 20 minutes into the game.
That's the point.
Oh my god.
Anytime the word shoe puff is said aloud, that's a drink. That doesn't come up very often, but I was just thinking about the Ridesy shoe puff, and I was like, that has to get a drink in there somehow. Let's see here. Every time you learn, we're on to the slightly worse punishments now. 2 drinks. You take 2 drinks whenever Kamari learns a new Ronso rage.
I never used Kamari. I'm good. I'm good.
Well, the completionist in me, I always have to get all those Ronso rages. This one's gonna be bad. Every time someone does that arm folding Yevon prayer, that's 2 drinks.
That's so annoying.
Yeah. Every time a character uses a finishing quote, because if you'll notice, usually when a character's hit is going to kill the enemy, they'll say something dramatic, but it doesn't always actually kill them. Anytime it fails to kill them, that's 2 drinks. Anytime an Aeon dies, that is 2 drinks. So I put that in there to try to like discourage Aeon spamming, because that's an easy way to like sort of plow through most of the game. Anytime you're talking to Owaka, the merchant, if he says, "If my name isn't Owaka," or "Owaka the 23rd," that's 2 drinks. 2 drinks if you're playing blitzball and the other team scores a goal on you. So
that's why you just score once and then swim around doing nothing.
Yep, that is the best strategy for that game. Or I think there's like a glitch where you can hide behind the goal if you're ahead. So
Really?
yeah, that's how I always win the match, that story required match, when your team is pure shit. Shit, I just lost my doc here. Hang on. If you fuck up a limit break, that is 3 drinks.
I don't remember what the limit breaks are like in 10. You have to
each one has like a different mechanism they use to like power up the limit break. So for like Tidus, it's that bar that spins back and forth.
And
you have to put it in the center. For Orin, it's you press the buttons in a certain order. Lulu's is rotate the right stick. That one's busted as hell. That one never works for me. Anytime someone says anything about "this is my story" or "this is your story," that's 3 drinks. Which that's not that often, but just often enough to where I wanted it to be a big punishment. 3 drinks for when you're talking to Machen, that old guy that sort of gives you like lore dumps when you talk to him. When he says, "and that, as they say, is that," that's 3 drinks. And then we're to the worst punishments now, the shot skis. 1 shot every time you enter a cloister of trials. So basically every time you go into a temple. I wanted people to be drunk for when they try to do the cloisters. One shot for that one scene when Titus says Macarena Temple. If you don't get up and do the Macarena when he says that. Let's see. One shot every time you enter a swimming section, which there's only a few of those in the game. So
that's like right off the bat in the.
Yeah, there is one at the beginning
of the game, right? Yeah.
Yep.
Starts you off right.
One shot when you hear that in that one scene when the old lady yells, "Stay away from the summoner!" One shot anytime Yuna has to perform a sending.
So I know 2. I know that's definitely 2.
Yeah, there's one right after Operation Mayhem. There's one, the big one when you see her first sending. I think there's one at Jose Temple. And then I guess the rest would be every time she tries to send Seymour, which happens a few times. One shot when you talk to the kid that says he wants to grow up to be a blitzball.
Poor kid.
One shot every time a Seymour battle begins, which there's 4 of those. So, one shot whenever it's revealed that a character is unsent. I think.
So you got Orin,
Maester Micah.
Yeah.
Seymour, Belgamine. I think there's a couple more I'm not thinking of off the bat, but like by the end of the game, it's like 5, 6, 7 of them. It's like everybody dead in
like,
this world.
Every leader of this religion is just a dead person. What's going on?
Right, the spiral of death. And then the absolute worst punishments: you have to finish a drink whenever you get a game over, and you have to finish your drink at the laughing scene. The ha 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 ha. I just remembered I have the drop for that right handy.
Oh God.
So yeah, I think that would be a pretty decent drinking game. I mean, you'll have to drink on the side to actually
you'd have to have you'd have to have, that's a lot of alcohol, I feel like.
And that's a lot of drunkenness. I think you would die.
Well, not when you have my tolerance.
My tolerance would be dead in like the first 10 minutes.
Right.
I'm a lightweight. Oh my God.
All right. So do you want to do one of yours next, Jay?
Yeah, I'll go ahead and hop on my Tales of Berseria one. So I really struggled. Scott's really good at this, so maybe he shouldn't have opened because I think the rest of them are kind of going to suck.
Mine too.
So Tales of Berseria. So it's going to be one shot every time Velvet yells Laffy. It's going to be one shot every time Velvet yells, what's his name? Artorias. And it's going to be one shot every time her hand turns into a demon hand.
That's a lot.
Yes. I think that's going to end up, or not one shot, so one drink for all of that. One drink for all of that. And then it's going to be 2 drinks every time Eisen flips his coin.
I have no context for this, so Rich, you're going to have to react.
I think so. That would not be good either.
Yep. It's going to be 2 drinks every time, Rokuro, every time Rokuro talks about swords.
That's probably a lot.
Yeah, it is a lot because he loves that one sword.
And then let me try to think. I had one more for I should have wrote this down. Maybe I'll skip it. I got one. We're going to do 2 drinks every time Magilu gets sarcastic.
Is it a sarcastic character, I assume?
She's mostly sarcastic, yeah. But she's not in every single scene.
Gotcha. And
then we're gonna do a shot at the scene where Velvet has to act like a pigeon.
I forget about that.
We will do a shot every time Velvet not destroys, but captures a Therian. Which I think
is that like a gameplay mechanic, I assume?
So it's part of the story.
Gotcha.
And then we will finish the drink whenever, I guess I can't do that one. That's a spoiler.
Yeah. Nope.
I guess that sucks that you haven't played it yet, because there are some pivotal like story points that I would want to add in finishing a drink, but I can't say it because Rich hasn't finished it yet.
Sorry.
Okay.
But
Maybe
yeah,
we can do like a spoiler alert here and then put it in post. Give Bill some work to do.
Yeah.
There you go.
But yeah, see, not too exciting. It's kind of actually hard because most games I haven't played more than once. I'm not gonna lie. Most games I play once and I'm done, and you don't really retain like the anything that is repetitive within it. I only remember this because I feel like Velvet is yelling Laffy or Artorias like every 3 seconds. I feel like she's going Laffy set or Laffy or Artorias. She's just always yelling and angry.
Yeah. Well, that's better than I thought it was going to be based on what you were saying earlier. Like, I feel like that's a pretty decent drinking game just based on what I know about the game.
You should stream that, Rich.
No.
I was going to say it would
die.
be fun for us to do like a group stream playing one of these drinking games. Just like,
God, I'd be dead in 10 minutes.
I'm down for it.
All right, you're next, Rich.
All right, so I'm going to go with Crisis Core for Final Fantasy VII Crisis Core. So here we go. The first one off the bat is a drink every time it says activating combat mode.
Oh my God. That's all you need. Like that would get you drunk.
Done. Okay, another drink for every time Zach says Angeal.
Oh God, that happens quite often too.
Yep.
Angeal.
You take a shot every time Zach says for honor.
Oh yeah, I was about to say that definitely needs to be one. Like protect your honor as soldier, or like embrace your dreams. That's a shot.
Yep, a shot for that. I'm trying to think what else is there. You take a drink or a shot every time he says "I'm on fire."
I'm on fire now.
Yep, that one. Take a drink every time he mentions wings, having wings.
And the wings like triple in that game, right? From like the original Final Fantasy.
Yep.
Yeah.
7. Like,
yep.
3 times as many wings. What's going?
Okay, so I think you should take a shot every time Sephiroth mentions Angeal or Genesis.
Okay.
And you're going to take a drink every time Genesis quotes Loveless.
Oh my God. That's like 90% of his lines.
Yep. So this one's actually kind of short. My list on this one, because I was thinking about everything that's in that, and there's so many times that he mentions for honor, for soldier, Angeal. Genesis talks about Loveless. Sephiroth mentions Angeal or Genesis. And then there's one other one. There's a shot every time you mention Benora apples.
Oh yeah, that's a good one too.
Yeah.
There has to be one for the price of freedom too.
Because it's steep.
Right.
Yes. Okay. That's at the end. And then, okay.
Just finish your drink.
Yeah. Finish your drink. You finish your
the
drink.
bottle.
Well, Zach's about to die, so now you need to die too.
That's right. So you're just going to, well, is he really dead though? We don't know.
In one storyline, yes.
And then you have to finish your drink when you die.
That works. Maybe you could waterfall while Loveless is being quoted. You guys know what waterfalling is?
Oh God, no.
No, we're not alcoholics, man.
Yeah.
It's like you chug until like it's over. So until Loveless has stopped being quoted, you're just drinking.
I feel like we need to have an intervention for you.
I only play it during drinking games. Okay.
Okay. Like we have some concerns now for you.
Hey, my trainer has made me stop drinking every day. So
that's good. All right. So those are my rules for Crisis Core that will get you fucked up pretty fast.
Yeah, I think the activating combat mode alone is plenty.
That's why I said drink only, not a shot, because the shot one would really mess you up.
Yeah. Real quick from Bill here, he has said in our chat, Saga Frontier, drink 2 fingers when you get on an airship. Drink 1 finger on any stat increase.
What's that mean? Drink 2 fingers.
I don't understand that either. That's a British thing.
That's the British thing. I'm assuming it's like a gulp.
Or a shot. That's probably a shot.
Drink 3 fingers if you spark a tech. Drink 3 fingers if there's a main character from another scenario on screen. as a non-playable character, not a recruit, and down your drink when you recruit a character. And
so do you like stick your fingers in there and then just suck
I
on
bet
your
a finger is like the amount of liquid, if I had to guess. Like if one finger.
How do you gauge that? How
I
do you
don't
gauge
know.
that? So
like if
I
this
would
was
not
alcohol,
I would
drink
not be
this
able
much.
to like stick my fingers up and be like, yes, I know exactly how much to drink
You're
now.
right. Disa
That's some
says,
mathematics, man. That's like the volume. It's
Disa says, I see everyone is still trying to kill everybody.
Yep.
Okay, so my next game that I brought to the table, fresh on my mind, is Persona 5.
and this is like 80 hours of drinking,
yes.
by the way.
So be prepared. One drink every time Morgana makes you go to bed, which
Every night.
yeah, pretty much.
It's late. You shouldn't go out. Don't go do this.
Yeah, and you do get into like segments of the story to where it won't let you do anything else. Like leave the bar practically. One drink every time Morgana and or Ryuji like insult each other because they have like sort of an antagonistic friendship. One drink every time you get a question in class right.
I Google those, by the way.
I don't know if it was in the original version, but now you can press the touchpad if you're connected to the internet, and it tells you like the percentage of what other players guessed, which it's always like 90 or above for the correct answer. So that's kind of cheating, but yeah. One drink every time another one of your party members asks if you're going to the palace today. So basically,
like every time you go talk to them, hey, are we going to the palace?
It's like every day once you've unlocked the palace. So you have to take it every time after the summer, which is well after you have defeated the first palace in Kamoshida. Every time he is referenced,
That pervert.
Yeah, it's like they still talk about him all the time, even after he's arrested and gone and all that. One drink every time you're listening to that main battle theme, and it gets to "You'll never see it coming." That's a drink. Go into two drinks now. Two drinks every time you use a showstopper attack, which are those long cutscene attacks where the characters team up for like a combo.
I feel like that's often enough that I forget that it's special.
Right. Well, I specifically said showstopper because there's also the all-out attacks where like everybody attacks at once. Mm-hmm. That happens all the time, but
maybe I'm confusing them.
Yeah. Two drinks every time you get a confidant rank up, which is fairly often. Two drinks when you go to the Velvet Room, and I think it's Justine is the little girl's name. Every time she kicks you into the Velvet Room, that's two drinks. Two drinks whenever you successfully steal someone's heart in Mementos, which is basically you completed a side quest. We're up to three drinks now. Three drinks every time the boys are pervy towards the girls, which is pretty often.
Come on, it's a JRPG.
But the weird thing, this sort of bothers me actually. There's not that many animated cutscenes, like fully animated, but when there are, there's always a sequence in them with the guys are like ogling the girls. It's like almost weird, but that's Japan for you, I guess. It's like you spent these precious animated cutscene dollars on this. But anyway, three drinks if you get ambushed by the enemy, and three drinks whenever you go to the bathhouse, which is fairly often, but not too often. And then the shots, you take a shot if you get a question in class wrong, which basically means you weren't even trying if you're not using the network features or Googling. A shot every time one of the main characters realizes their persona power, where they rip their masks off and gain a persona and all that.
That looks like it hurts, by the way.
Yeah, it's kind of violent.
I think it's cool. Like that's my favorite part.
A shot whenever you send a calling card to the palace owners. A shot whenever Ryuji says, "What's bonkin'?" Because I love that. A shot whenever the creepy old dudes hit on Ryuji, that controversial scene that got edited. A shot if you were caught by those chain guys and Mementos that show up if you hang out in one area too long. And finish your drink when you get a game over. So I think that's a pretty reasonable drinking game for Persona 5.
That's not bad.
Yeah. Let's see. How about, Bill says a finger is like a good gulp. It's literally means a finger's worth of liquid.
Okay.
All right. So what do you got next for us, Jay?
I am going to go over a Witcher 3 Wild Hunt drinking game that I may or may not have mostly stolen from the internet.
I'm so excited to hear this.
So take one drink anytime Geralt says, "Damn, you're ugly." Anytime Geralt says, "Winds howling." Anytime Geralt says, "How long are you going to keep me waiting?" And one drink when he says, "How do you like that silver?" Take 2 drinks if he makes a comment about you using a steel sword instead of a silver sword when fighting a monster.
Wow.
Take 2 drinks every time he says, "Run, Roach."
I was going to say every time he says Roach should be 1.
Take 2 drinks every time you find an NPC who wants to just play Gwent.
Oh, that's probably all the time, I would imagine.
It's annoying enough to think that you're going to talk to somebody important and all they want to do is play Gwent. So I'm going to say take a shot every time Geralt falls and dies from something nobody else would fall and die from. That is like I don't know if it's still relevant in the game, but I remember whenever I was first playing it, I would like fall down the most mediocre of cliffs and he'd just die. I'm like, dude, come on. You can fight these monsters and you fall down from a little cliff. Okay.
Have you guys seen those clips from Breath of the Wild where Link like falls off a cliff and then like he literally just falls down the cliff for like 2 minutes straight because he has like all the fairies and keeps reviving mid-fall?
No, I haven't.
You should look those up. They're hilarious.
That's funny. So we're going to do a shot every time you call for Roach, but he gets stuck behind a fence or stuck behind somebody else.
That sounds like another common occurrence.
Mm-hmm. And then you are going to finish your drink every time Roach spawns on a house.
So that happens. That's awesome.
It does happen, yeah.
How do you get him off?
You just have to go somewhere else and whistle for him and he'll
Gotcha.
appear.
On a roof.
wherever it gets decided. And then there are a lot of ones that you could add in for the story, but it's like you could probably take a shot every time someone mentions how ugly I can't remember the little character's name. It's like it's a little creature in there. I think they call him Uma. And every time somebody makes a comment about how ugly Uma is, you need to take a shot. I think that would be pretty funny as well.
There has to be something related to like Yennefer or Ciri too. Maybe just every time one of them's in a scene, or do they have like annoying tropes that they do all the time?
Oh yeah, you could probably take a drink every time Geralt asks where Ciri is. You could probably take a shot every time Lilac and Gooseberries gets mentioned.
I think I remember even that being mentioned in the show.
Yeah. Yep. And then you could probably take a shot, or probably actually just take a drink every time Yennefer is a total bitch.
Oh, okay. So that's probably fairly often too, based on the show. All right. I think that's a pretty good game. I think I do plan on playing Witcher at some point, so I will bookmark that page.
The Witcher is also going to be brought up in next week's topic, by the way.
Okay, awesome. All right, you're next, Rich.
All right, so I picked a Final Fantasy 13 one. Okay, so I think Corey will like this.
Yes.
You have to take a shot
it is his favorite Final Fantasy. So.
Okay. You take a drink every time Snow mentions lightning. Or no, mentions Sarah. Sorry, mentions Sarah. Because that's a lot.
Okay, yeah.
I haven't played this game since 2010.
Okay. So that's a while.
I've forgotten everything.
We've played it pretty recently. So.
Yeah, he screams Sarah quite a bit. Take a drink every time Hope cries like a little bitch.
I remember. I think that's very discreet, but it's worth it because then you just leave it up to whoever's watching it.
Yeah. So that one's okay. That one's just, by your own discretion. You take a drink every time Snow or Hope cries about his mom.
Okay.
That's a lot.
He only actually cries a couple times. So I think you would have to say
wines,
maybe
mentions.
Okay.
Yeah.
There has to be one about anytime Snow says anything about himself being a hero.
Yes. You got to do a shot for that one.
Okay.
Hero does this. Do you take a shot every time Lightning punches Snow in the face?
Yes.
That's a good
favorite
one.
Scenes.
Yep.
That happens often enough.
It happens at least 3 or 4 times, I think.
I think she punches him 3 times. And all of them are early on in the game, but.
Yep. You have to take a shot every time somebody's crystal activates and their summon shows up.
That's a good one.
Take a shot. Yep, take a shot. You have to take a drink every time the lassie is mentioned.
Okay. Oh man, a shot? Did you say a shot?
No, drink.
Okay,
not a shot, a drink.
You would be dead.
Yeah. Yep. You have to take a shot every time Saz says something about his son.
Okay.
Dodge. Yep, dodge. You have to take a shot when the Chocobo chick takes off in a cutscene.
Okay.
Leaves his hair.
Oh, there has to be one for anytime you hear like a mix of Sarah's theme start, the one that's da 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 da.
Oh yeah. Oh, okay. I like that one.
Because that happens all the time whenever there's like a melodramatic cutscene.
And you have to take a drink every time you use. And honestly, I love this move so much for Lightning as her like ultimate attack. Army of One. You have to take a drink every time you use that. That's a requirement.
Or how about any of the full ATV skills?
Okay, you could do that. Man, when I first saw that first one, the first time seeing that, oh god, it's like holy crap! So you have to take a drink every time.
It was kind of deceptive because in one of the original trailers, they showed Lightning doing Army of One, and it made me think the combat system was going to be like way more cinematic than it ended up actually being.
Yep, and then you have to take a shot every time Vanille bends over.
Oh, okay.
That happens a few times. Yeah. So I love her.
And that one scene where she says, ciao.
Yep. That's
every time Vanille is in battle and makes a sex noise.
That's a good one. I was confused the whole time during that game. I just loved it. So
that should be a drop.
It is. So that is my Final Fantasy 13 drinking games. I feel like with the many times as Snow says Sarah, Lightning punches him in the face. Hero is mentioned. You get drunk pretty quickly.
Yep. Also, anytime you're in battle and Fang says, you're going to squirm. She says that all the time when you're using her. So
I love her. I love her accent. That's an Australian accent.
All right. So we did come up with a couple more. I did Kingdom Hearts and Rich, I think you had one for some Mario RPGs. I think we may share that on Twitter or something because we're running long here. But we did ask for some listener feedback as far as like their ideas for drinking rules. So I'll go over those real quick. Brandon on Twitter, he said he came up with a few for FF15. Drink every time Ignis comes up with a new recipe. I think that should be more than one drink, probably.
Yeah.
Drink when you get bored while driving. Bonus if Noctis is not the driver. I think they may have made that easier since then as far as like fast travel, but that would be quite often. And then he said, take a shot when a named female character actually appears on screen. So what, like 3 times throughout the story? I'm just kidding. But so what, you got like Iris, Cindy, Luna Freya, and Aranea, and then I guess a couple of the side quest characters are girls. But yeah, they don't show up that often. So okay, and then in the Discord, we got some. Let's see what we got here. Caslow25, he says, a shot every time a phase change interrupts your limit break in FF7R. I'm already raging hard enough whenever that happens.
I feel like taking a shot though would be like, yeah, okay, let's
right.
do this.
So what, like 2 or 3 times a boss usually? Bill also said in the Discord, FF14, take a drink every time you see the quest symbol above an NPC's head.
God, no. You die.
I feel like you just couldn't go to any towns in that case.
Nope, you would die.
Caslow25 also says FF14 whenever someone says primal. I imagine that's quite often because aren't primals like a central plot element in 14?
It is in the base game as far as I can tell, but that would be okay. I could see that. I would say drink, not a shot.
Yeah, and I think that is it. So yeah, we got some good drinking game rules. If you want to get toasted, go play these games. And thanks everybody for submitting your feedback there. Oh man, did Bill submit a tea time? I don't remember a tea time.
I don't think he did. Okay. If he did, that's okay. He can add it later.
He said that he was going to. So,
but we did his game stuff. So I think that was his tea time.
All right, Bill. If you want to do a tea time, you're gonna have to edit it in here.
Okay, good tea time, guys.
Yep,
that was great. I enjoyed the tea.
Yes.
So yeah, thanks for the feedback, and well, I think we might revisit this at some point. I think this is a fun topic. All right, so let's move on. All right, we got our outro here. Next week's episode, I'm in charge of it. It's going to be our RPG shames. So things that we are sort of ashamed that we either haven't played or haven't done in RPGs or just gaming in general, if you guys have a hard time coming up with enough. This topic was spurned on by, like, I admitted to somebody in the Discord that I had never, despite FF7 being like my 3rd favorite game of all time and having played it, from to completion probably over 10 times throughout the years, I have never even attempted to beat the weapons, Emerald and Ruby weapon. So I don't know why. I just can never be asked whenever I'm playing it. So that gave me the idea for things we're ashamed of. So I'm looking forward to that. And if you guys,
it's like my entire gaming experience.
I expect you to bring a lot to the table, Jay. And if you guys want to admit any of your RPG shames, feel free to reach out to us. We'll go over ways to contact us in just a minute. But first, we'll do our plugs.
All right. So you guys can rate and review us on any of your podcasting, services, iTunes, Stitcher, Spotify, Google Play, all those places. Please rate and review us. Give us a 5-star, especially now that we're going to have that contest going on. We'd really appreciate that.
Yeah, you can force a haste game to what Bill and Rich have to play next.
Awesome.
On top of that, we also have a pretty active Discord community. So if you're interested in being involved there and just chatting with the group, Discord is a great place to do that.
Yeah, and it's actually been kind of lively lately, I think, livelier than usual. So
yeah.
And then we want to go over the Patreon real quick one more time. You can get early episode access, ad-free episodes. You can participate in the live video version, which Bill and Disa have taken advantage of today. And you could even view the video version after we're done if you like. You can get the aftercast episodes. We're going to record another one of those soon about our FF7R theories and speculation and shit. Well, by the way, guys, we need to decide when we're recording that. There's extra reviews. Rich and I recorded RA3 remake yesterday, and Corey and I are going to record Super Mario Galaxy today. We've got a backlog of ones Corey and I are supposed to do. And then, yeah, so there's lots more benefits to the Patreon. Please check it out. Patreon.com/RPG After Years.
All right. And then you can email us like somebody did. We really appreciate that. Email us your questions, concerns, feedback, etc. to rpgafteryears@gmail.com.
Another great way to reach us is on Twitter. You can find the show at RPG Years, and you can find me at The Scott Spot.
You can find me at HailBlue1569.
You can find me at JAY Hizzle, and I'm not really on Twitter ever, so probably best to talk to these other guys.
He might respond to you in a month.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if you want to reach producer Bill for whatever reason, you can find him at Matunica with 2 N's in there.
Yes. All right, guys. Thanks for listening, everybody. We hope you've enjoyed and look forward to catching you again on episode 20. Yes, I don't know why I put 19. 20. Thanks again for listening to the drunken mess that we would create for a new game. I am Rich.
I'm Jay.
We'll see you next time for more of the RPG After Years.
Later. Toodaloo, buckaroos.
Bye.
I actually think that was not a half bad episode.
Nope, that was good.
And I think it's only like an hour and a half-ish long, if even that, which is, I think, is good considering how much we had to cover as far as all the Patreon stuff and all that.
Yeah.
And I think it was a fun episode. Jay, I wouldn't worry about the delay. Rich does it all the time. So
Oh yeah, it happens. It's my thing.
Maybe Bill can edit that for us.
I doubt it.
Actually, he showed us how to do that. Remove
the
silence. Which I'm very excited about.
Nice.
Because I think that'll make the show sound a lot better. When do you guys want to do the aftercast? Because I feel like we need to do it like soonish.
Good question.
Do you want to meet early next Sunday? Do you want to do like Saturday morning?
Just depends. I have to see what's going on Saturday morning, but we could do early Saturday if you guys wanted to.
It's just Sunday, an aftercast, so we could. Do you guys think we could keep it to like under an hour?
Yeah.
So maybe we can meet at like 9 EST, 8 CST.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, plan on that. If you guys would rather do Saturday morning, just let me know because I'm fine either way.
Cool.
I think so anyway. So yeah, I think we are done here.
Sweet.
Let me stop recording. Okay. 23. So that's pretty good. And then let me stop the live stream.